customary 30 minutes to the gentleman from Florida, Representative Diaz-Balart. All time yielded during consideration of the rule is for debate only.
Without objection.
I further ask unanimous consent that all members have 5 legislative days within which to revise and extend their remarks and to insert materials into the record.
Without objection.
I yield myself such time as I may consume.
Gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, House Resolution 427 provides for a structured rule for consideration of House Resolution 2187, the 21st Century Green High-Performing Public Schools Facility Act. Mr. Speaker, I strongly support the rule and the underlying bill. I thank Congressman Chandler, Congressman Lovesack, Congressman Kildee, Chairman Miller, and the entire staff of the Education and Labor Committee for their hard work in reintroducing this bipartisan critical legislation to modernize and green American schools. Every child in America has the right to an excellent education. This can only be achieved through the best teachers in safe schools and productive learning environments equipped with the resources required to succeed. Anything else is increasingly unacceptable in the 21st century. Unfortunately, as a nation, we are unable to meet this basic standard. According to the American Federation of Teachers, our schools fall short of being in good condition by an estimated $255 billion. The American Society of Civil Engineers gave our nation's schools a D on National Infrastructure Report Card. The American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, which we passed earlier this year, will go a long way toward correcting this horrifying statistic. However, we can't stop with the Recovery Act. This is too important an issue. Overcrowding and crumbling in unsafe schools and classrooms are an everyday reality for students, teachers, and staff in too many parts of our country. In Colorado, the backlog of school construction and maintenance needs that's been documented has been estimated between $6 and $10 billion. This backlog puts the health, safety, and achievement of our students at risk. Healthy students learn better and are better prepared to meet the high standards of the workforce. The students of today will be the professionals and citizens of tomorrow. They must be ready to meet unexpected challenges such as today's economic crisis, and they must be empowered to bring America to the next level of innovation and discovery and the pathway to prosperity. As a former superintendent, I can tell you that modern, environmentally friendly classrooms are necessary for teachers to perform and for students to learn. Research shows that high-quality school environments contribute to higher education achievement and lower teacher attrition. Yet states and school districts are unable to keep up with these basic needs. This is especially true during the severe recession. This $6.4 billion investment will produce direct and major economic and environmental benefits. This legislation represents a giant step forward in ensuring that school buildings are modernized, repaired, and renovated to meet students' and teachers' needs. This will have a positive impact on residential property values and economic development efforts. It creates an estimated 136,000 jobs in communities across the country at a time when we desperately need them. By making schools more energy efficient and less reliant on fossil fuels, this bill will also help reduce the emissions that contribute to global warming, as well as cut energy costs, saving operational money for schools and local governments. This bill will stimulate local economies while protecting the environment. The added benefit of job creation in the areas hardest hit by the recession will be an important component of our economic recovery. When I think about the devastation of the Gulf Coast, where schools have been overlooked for decades and in many cases were washed away by floodwaters of Hurricanes Katrina and Rita, it really brings home the need for passing this federal assistance program. The African American Environmentalists Association estimates that the legislation will support hundreds of thousands of new construction jobs and invest more than $500 million for school facility improvements in the troubled region of the Gulf Coast. In 2006, I had the honor of co-chairing a successful campaign for a $300 million bond initiative for Boulder Valley School District and my congressional district to address their school needs. But many low-income districts in Colorado don't have the capacity to finance the necessary school upgrades. That's why I'm particularly pleased that this legislation addresses income disparities by allocating funds to states and districts based on their share of students from low-income families. This way, we can ensure that the funding reaches the schools and students that need it the most. Communities in my home state of Colorado will receive over $70 million, which will enable much-needed improvements in our schools. I look forward to visiting these schools as they continue to work on making their improvements. Earlier this week, I had the opportunity to visit schools in Adams County, Boulder Valley, Mapleton, and Westminster, and observed that the progress that this bill will make possible for the children of Colorado. Finally, I'd like to again thank Chairman Miller and the committee for ensuring the public charter schools receive their fair share of the funding as well.